guys, welcome back to my channel, Keto with Sammy. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. And for today's video, I have an awesome dinner recipe for y'all to enjoy on your weight loss journey. Today, we're going to be making some keto chicken barbecue spaghetti squash, you guys. This one is so good. You and your family are going to want to make this all the time, and it's so simple to make. So for today's video, I am doing a dairy-free option since we are doing my dairy-free challenge. If you're new to my channel, we have been doing dairy-free for a month. So I am going to be topping it off with a little bit of dairy-free cheese. But if you're not doing dairy-free and you just want this regular with cheese, you can definitely incorporate some regular dairy cheese. It is up to you. It can be both ways. But I really hope y'all enjoy this recipe, so let's get straight to it. The first thing we're gonna go ahead and get started with is cutting our spaghetti squash and putting it to bake because we gotta get it nice and softened. And this can take a little bit depending on how big your spaghetti squash is. So you're gonna want a medium-sized spaghetti squash. And what you're gonna do, we're gonna cut it in half. It's gonna take a bit of some arm work, okay? I have cut many spaghetti squashes in my life and they're never that easy. So go straight down the middle. Get it as even as you can, be careful. I kind of just go down the middle and then work it to both sides. Okay, I got it. That took a little bit of arm work, but I got it cut in half. Now what you're gonna do, as you can see, the spaghetti squash has some seeds, of course, so we're just gonna scoop all that out from the middle and just toss that to the side. Okay, so it should look something like this. Once we have our spaghetti squash cut in half, you're gonna get a baking sheet. I put a piece of parchment paper. We're gonna take our spaghetti squash and we're gonna drizzle them with a little oil, a little olive oil or avocado oil, whatever you want. Just gonna pour some in the center and then we're gonna spread it around. You just wanna go ahead and coat your whole spaghetti squash. Make sure you get the edges, because we are going to be roasting these in the oven. Got that nice and coated. We're just gonna season it with a little salt and pepper just to give it some flavor. Okay, spread that through. You wanna place your spaghetti squash face down. And then we're gonna put this to the side for right now. Now on another baking sheet, we're actually going to be baking our chicken as well. We're gonna do it at the same time as the spaghetti squash and it just knocks it out all at once. So right here, I have 2 large chicken breasts. You can go in with chicken thighs if you like, or honestly, to make it a little bit easier, you can also shred up a rotisserie chicken. We're gonna go ahead and season it up before we bake it. I'm gonna go ahead and season it with some salt and pepper. A little bit of salt to taste. One other seasoning I'm gonna go in with is just a barbecue seasoning. You could use any kind of barbecue seasoning that is your favorite. I found this one at H-E-B. We're gonna go ahead and put some on our chicken breast, and this is just going to up that barbecue flavor when we bake it. I am going to season both sides, but first I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle my chicken with a little oil, so we could rub the oil in with the seasoning and it can get a nice bake on it. And once you have your spaghetti squash and chicken prepared, we're gonna move on to the oven. I have my oven preheated to 425 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and pop in the spaghetti squash. I'm gonna put this one at the bottom. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put my chicken on top. We're baking it all at once, you guys. We're knocking both out. This could take up to 45 minutes depending on how thick your spaghetti squash is, and just keep an eye on your chicken. Okay, so I went ahead and checked my chicken, and my chicken is done cooking, but my spaghetti squash needs a little bit longer. I'm gonna go ahead and take out my chicken breast and I'm gonna shred it up. While your spaghetti squash is finished baking up in the oven and you have shredded your chicken, we're moving on to the stove top. So I took a skillet and I'm gonna add a little olive oil in here. We're gonna get our barbecue chicken base going. So first, we're gonna go ahead and add in 1 chopped red onion. I went ahead and used a medium-sized red onion. And with the red onion, we are also adding in 1 chopped red bell pepper. And we're just gonna give these a few minutes to get all nice and sauteed together and get nice and tender. Once you have your bell pepper and onion nice and tender, we are going to add in our chicken that I went ahead and shredded up earlier. Now this is the part where we add in our sugar-free barbecue sauce. So I am going in with GQ sugar-free barbecue sauce in the hickory flavor. We're gonna add in 1 cup. He has many different flavors that you can give a try, and there's many different brands that you can give a try. Just make sure it is sugar-free. We're just gonna give this a good mix. At this point, you can go ahead and turn off your heat. All right, and once you have your chicken well mixed with your barbecue sauce, your onions, and your bell peppers, you guys, all there's left to do is stuff our spaghetti squash. And my spaghetti squash is done baking. You'll know it's ready when you could stick a fork through it. So we're just gonna go ahead, take it out, and let it cool down a little bit before we shred it up. Okay, so we went ahead and baked our spaghetti squash. I let it cool down for like 15 minutes so you don't burn yourself. But now you're gonna take like a fork or whatever you have, and you're just gonna scrape out the spaghetti squash. Make sure you don't destroy the boat because we are going to restuff these. Once you scrape that out, you're just gonna have a bowl to the side, and we're gonna scoop out the spaghetti squash and add it to our bowl. Spaghetti squash is a great noodle replacement, so if there's any like pasta dishes that y'all want to make, substitute it for spaghetti squash, and I promise you it's going to be amazing. Okay, we have our spaghetti squashes nice and cleaned out. Now what we're going to do is start layering our chicken into our spaghetti squash. So you're going to take a scoop of your barbecue chicken that we mixed up earlier and put it to the bottom. You can just do a thin layer. Make sure it's evenly spread. Once you have the chicken, you're just gonna take some of your spaghetti squash and put it on top. So we are restuffing these boats. I go ahead and flatten it out. And then you're just gonna go ahead and repeat the layers until you're done and you reach the top. Okay, the last layer, you're going to have chicken on top. Now, last thing we are going to top this with is some dairy-free cheese. This is optional. You don't need to go in with it, but if you do want an option for cheese, you can go in with this. This is just a dairy-free mozzarella style cheese. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add a small layer on top. All right, now all there's left to do is pop these in the oven to bake. We're just popping this in at 350 until everything is heated through and the cheese is slightly melted for about 15 minutes. And once it's done heating all the way through, you guys, my spaghetti squash are done baking. It smells absolutely amazing. I wish y'all could smell this right now. The last thing I like to top it in with, I like to just do another little drizzle of some barbecue sauce on top, just to give a little barbecue sauce on top. You know, you want to mix it in a little bit. I love a little extra barbecue sauce. You can also top it off with just a little parsley flakes to give it some color. All right, and here's our keto chicken barbecue spaghetti squash, you guys, and it's dairy-free. Of course, if you weren't doing dairy-free, you can definitely just go in with some regular cheese on top. Now it's time for my favorite part. Let's go ahead and dig in and try it. All right, we got that dairy-free cheese, and this dairy-free brand that I tried is actually a different brand, and it melted really good. Okay, we'll see how it tastes. We're gonna get some of that spaghetti squash and the barbecue chicken, of course, we cannot forget. You guys, it's like heaven in your mouth. This is so good. This barbecue sauce is so good. I love the GQ's barbecue sauces. If y'all haven't given him a try, y'all need to try his barbecue sauces. And he has tons of other sauces that are sugar-free that you can give a try as well. But this right here is a great weeknight dinner for y'all to enjoy. If you do have like a barbecue pit, you can even barbecue the chicken outside. You can even roast your spaghetti squash on a pit, and that'll be so good. But definitely give it a try, and if y'all happen to give it a try, let me know what y'all think. I hope y'all enjoyed this recipe. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on this video if you did enjoy it, and if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see y'all in the next one. Go Keto with Sammy, if you're here.